We interrupt this program for a first alert weather advisory.
All right, everybody. So we're popping back on here as there has been a tornado warning has been issued. Now it is in that place where we saw that severe thunderstorm warning for Bollinger, Stoddard, and Wayne. I know that there was reporting that the tornado warning, the possibility of moving through Williamsonville and Greenville, moving east at 15 miles per hour as it continues through. So if you're in this path, you're going to need to start to go ahead and take shelter as it continues within the next hour or so. Once again, this has gone into effect. It was spotted, moving east at 15 miles per hour towards Williamsville and Greenville. So I'm going to go ahead and head over off camera, and I'm going to talk to you, and we're just going to look and continue as a couple of things as this continues to move through, just updating you and tracking it as it continues through the heartland. I know once again, it is in that section where we had that severe thunderstorm warning earlier as it makes its way into the heartland. Taking once again a closer look. As you can see, this tornado warning within the next hour. We are continuing to track it. Even our chats, it is producing, between the Williamsonville and Greenville. It's moving up to 15 miles per hour. And with these storms, it's going to be winds gusting pretty breezy, the chance of heavy rain showers. Make sure that if you're in this system, please make sure you are taking shelter and be sure that you are advised that it is in your area as it continues through within the next hour. Once again, taking a closer look, you can see up on your screen that this is in the places that are going to be affected as it moves east. This storm is strong. Once again, it has been the possibility of a tornado warning has been spotted. I'm going to check over here towards our chat, for the National Weather Service. We're just going to keep you updated. And as you know, our policy is once a tornado warning has been issued, we're going to stay on the air and continue watching and tracking as it makes its way throughout the heartland. A little bit earlier, we were talking about how this was a severe thunderstorm warning, and you can see these storm systems it was starting to make its way a little bit on treading lighter, but you can see within the past couple of minutes, because that storm warning was in effect until about 5:30, and it has just, that storm has started to ramp up a bit. Let's go ahead and look at We're going to go ahead and look at the winds. As you can see, it's staying quite breezy throughout the heartland, taking a little bit going in. This is our, this one near Greenville. That's the storm that we're kind of worrying about as we're going, the possibility of seeing some rotation with it as it continues through the heartland. And then you can see even this system here, that first system that's out ahead of it, you can see that we just got another severe thunderstorm warning popped up.
Here are the updates on the severe thunderstorm warning that we've got going on that just came out. There is the possibility of a tornado with this, so there is the considerable threat. We have winds at 70 miles an hour, possibility of hail at 1.25 inches. And that's going to affect Bollinger and Stoddard counties until 5:45. That's the severe thunderstorm warning. The tornado warning, as you've been talking about, and you've probably mentioned this, but we'll bring this up again. It's a possible thunderstorm. It is a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado that was located within Williamsville and Greenville, and it's moving east, as you're showing on your tracking radar, at 15 miles an hour. Let's go ahead and zoom into that just a little bit. And you can see what cities are in the way of this storm as it goes into Puxico and on just a little bit south of Advance. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Now let's quickly, can you switch over to the threat indicator, which we will see whether or not there is any, we'll take a look to see inside of this tornado to see if there's anything, or possible tornado, to see if there's anything there. So we got to bring this over here. into our storm. And you can kind of see where the red and greens are very close to each other, that you're seeing what is causing the wind at the current time. I don't see anything real back. I'm sorry?
It expires at 5:30.
5:30, yes. Thank you, Jeff. So it is expiring at 5:30, which is another 14 minutes from now. And you can take a look around. It doesn't look to me to be all that impressive, but we will see if we can kind of zoom in a little bit here on this storm. And we're going to get back over to pan. And there we go. We'll bring it into the center of the screen. And we're just going to kind of do that. There we go. And so we can kind of see what's going on. Yes. And so we can kind of see in that location at the current time. Grant is telling it that the rotation is much weaker. He's first saw the rotation about 5 miles east of Highway 67. So he is seeing what we are seeing at home. He is seeing that the storm is weakening a little bit with not as much rotation in there. If you want to go ahead and get us out of that and get us back to the bigger picture, Megan. Just want to remind everyone, just because we don't see a tornado in the storm at the current time, doesn't mean you should not be prepared for heavy winds, heavy rain, possibility of hail. Get to your safe space. You know, have everything that you need just in case there is a power outage. Make sure everything is plugged in. Make sure that you have the ability to get to a lower spot and be safe. We want to also make sure that you have everything you need if you were to have to leave your house. And that's one of the things that happened when we were in Glen Allen. People needed to evacuate their homes, and they needed to know, where things were, just like a pair of shoes, to have those handy so that they could get off and get out of their house very quickly. So if you want to go back through here and now run us through the severe storms and then the tornado, which is in effect, the tornado warning is in effect
till
another 12 minutes, up until 5:30.
So thank you, Roger. I know, like Roger said, we're continuing to track these storms as they head into the heartland, especially that possibility of a tornado. I know very quickly that severe thunderstorm warning, changed very quickly into the possibility of a tornado as we see these storms make their way in. So let's go ahead and take another look about this activity and what's going on throughout the heartland. So we're seeing about 2 systems. We're seeing this one in front near Puxico, and it's starting to, that's why we got that second severe thunderstorm warning as it continues to advance east throughout the heartland. But that first one that was for a couple of our counties in Bollinger, Stoddard, and Wayne County, that's the one that has been issued to a tornado warning as it comes through. I know within the next hour or so, and Roger even said it's saying that it's moving east at 15 miles per hour. So within the next couple of hours, these are the possible places that can be hit or seen the most damage. And so with this system that's moving through strong wind conditions, the possibility of hail. And so if, like Roger said, if you're in this, or not even if you're in the situation, or, you need to take shelter, make sure that you are taking precautions as these systems make their way through the area. This is a tornado warning, so it is looking for the possibility of being severe as it continues through, but this warning has been issued for about 10 more minutes, and we're going to stay on the air with you and talk you through it just to let you know if anything changes or advances throughout the heartland.
This tornado warning was put off because of a radar indication of the way the winds were blowing in this area here. So that is one of the things that we can kind of keep an eye on as we keep going. And we'll put in the scope one more time here and kind of zoom into this area. And that is where, as we get into it just pretty tightly, where the heaviest rain is coming down right now. It is going to be right around Holiday, I'm having a hard time reading, in Camp Allen roads and State Highway BB. So those are the areas that are currently or about to be under the gun at the current time. So we're going to back out just a little bit here and take a look at where the storm is once again going as we pull out. And you're going to be able to see, get back into, there we go. And now we're going to take a look where the storms are going to be heading, just a little bit north of Fisk, a little bit north of Dexter, a little bit north of Poplar Bluff. And then let's turn on the lightning tracker to see what we're seeing with lightning. And you can see right now that we are seeing quite a bit of lightning with these thunderstorms and this tornado warning, which is in effect for another 8 minutes in this area. It does look like the weather has, the wind's rotation has died down some, so we are in better shape there. And then we're going to kind of look at the how much rain is falling right now, and it's you know, about 2 inches or almost 1.5 inches to 2 in some of these areas underneath this this storm. So let's go ahead and get back to where the winds are, and you can kind of see where the winds are headed. The green are away from the radar, the red are headed to the radar, and so that kind of tells you where the areas are going to be closest into that part of the storm. All right, I'll let you run once again through all of the warnings and where we stand at the current time. So let's see what we can pull up here and get this going so you're back to where you were. There you go.
Thank you. So yeah, we still have, with that tornado warning that is still in effect, we also still have the severe thunderstorm warnings as well. You know, that first one that was issued just a little bit after the 4 o'clock, and it was for the couple of counties in southeast Missouri, Bollinger, Stoddard, and Wayne County, as it continues into the heartland. And that systems, you know, we're seeing kind of about 2 systems right now. That first one that is making its way advancing east, but that second one that's really hanging out towards Stoddard County and Wayne County is where we're seeing that most severe weather as it continues through the heartland. Like Roger said, even if you're not in the path of it right now, you know, just make sure that you're in your safe place, you're taking those precautions that are necessary. All your phones and everything is charged up just in case power outages do occur. I mean,
one of the things, this thunderstorm just north and east of Mexico, beginning to ramp up in intensity as well. And that is one of the ones that was in front of it. Grant is keeping an eye on that one as well. And there is the possibility of some ping pong sized hail, which is radar indicated as well as it comes through that part of the storm. So we've got another 5 minutes under this tornado warning. That was a radar indicated tornado, which basically kind of formed where earlier we had a severe thunderstorm warning today. And now we have got the tornado warning, radar indicated. It was in Wayne County, and it was at 5:17. There was a severe thunderstorm over the area with the possibility of a tornado. It could have been radar indicated south of Greenville along Highway 67 or just west of Lake Wapapello State Park, and it is moving east at 15 miles an hour. So we're keeping an eye on that for the next 6 minutes, 5 minutes or so until we get to 5:30 as we keep going. But also be prepared because we do have several severe thunderstorms out there this evening.
And continuing.
That are continuing, and we have the possibility of more severe thunderstorms as we move into tonight's, as the sun begins to set. We're still going to have a chance for severe thunderstorms. If you want to take a wider picture of the entire area now, we can kind of take a look at where we're looking at, and also the storms that are a little bit further to the west, which will be heading in our direction. And then also we do have some storms moving into Mississippi County as well as near Union City, Tennessee. And so Western Kentucky, you are going to also be seeing some storms as we get later in this evening, and the scattered thunderstorms really kind of develop all through here. So we're going to kind of zoom in once again to our area, and I will let you, Megan, go ahead and take control of that part of it. And we're going to keep a track of this for the next 4 minutes. Well, we have another
There's that
thunderstorm warning,
system,
which
yep.
is the one that Grant was taking care of. And so now we have a new radar indicated tornado at 5:25, just a minute ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located 7 miles northeast of Puxico. And this one is
There's a new rotation there, too.
new rotation in there. So that is where the new storm is forming. The old storm, it looks like it is pretty much lost. It's weakened and lost its effect. So now we're going to keep a track on this one. If you want to kind of track that one and see where it's headed to, so we can give some people some warning. But this is just northeast of Puxico. There's this thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, and that storm is running, headed to the, let's see, it's going to be headed to the east at 15 miles an hour, similar to the other one. This warning is going to go until 6 o'clock. So for the next 30 minutes, we're going to kind of look out and see just a little bit after 6. It's going to be in Morley. We can have it in Van Duzer a little bit after, a little bit before. So we're going to keep an eye on this storm as it heads to the south of Chaffee. There in Stoddard County, and then it'll be moving just to the north of Sikeston. So if you're headed down the Interstate 55 in the next hour or next half hour, you want to be prepared to run into some serious weather. You may want to delay for a few minutes if you're going between Cape and Sikeston, just so you can let that thunderstorm complex pass if you're not basically already on the way, because if you were leaving Cape now, you'd get there maybe just a little bit before the weather did. But once again, just a reminder, if you're in the path of this storm, make sure that you have your safe place picked out. Matter of fact, you can go ahead if you are on 25 and go ahead and head to your safe place. Get to a place where you know you are safe, your family's safe, you have everything you need, your pets, your batteries, anything that you would need if you lose power at this point in time. And we will continue to keep track of this and stay on the air. While there is a tornado warning, we will stay on the air, just because you never know when somebody's dialing in or tuning out. If you have friends that are in that area, you might want to hit them a text on their cell phone to make sure they're paying attention to the weather, because that is where the possible tornado, radar indicated possible tornado, is currently. So I'm going to let you go ahead and take over for a second and see what else we can come up with here in a few minutes, just to let people know what's going on. And I'm going to see if I can't spin one of the sky cams around.
So as we continue, like we were talking a little bit earlier, and even what Grant said, that first system that we saw making its way into the heartland near just northeast of Puxico, that one was starting off pretty light, but then as it continued and started to move east, we saw it getting a little bit stronger, even the rotation starting to develop. So that's why, that severe thunderstorm warning went into that tornado warning as we continue to watch it as it starts to move east, moving at 15 miles per hour. So if you're in this way of the possible storm, even the possible tornado, make sure that you are taking shelter. We're going to see windy, gusty winds for hail. Oh, there goes that first severe thunderstorm warning and even tornado warning canceled. So we're going, as that system weakens, we're going to keep focusing on this first system as it makes its way throughout the heartland. This is our biggest impact within the next couple of, in the next hour. You can see these are the places that are going to see the most damage, could be affected the most by it. Now, even if you're not in the current path of this storm, there's always that possibility. So it's smart to make sure that you're in your safe place. You're already taking shelter. We're going to see gusty winds and even reported for ping pong sized hail as this storm continues through. Now, Originally, like we said, that it was just a severe thunderstorm warning, and it went into effect after the first one, but then that system got stronger, and even the possibility of, that's what the tornado warning went into effect. So let's
And
go
Grant
ahead.
is saying right now, over the northern section of Lake Wapapello, they're probably seeing a downburst, very heavy rain, some gusty winds, as that storm seems to be collapsing in on itself. So we will keep an eye on that storm as we continue on. So that storm also is beginning to die down relatively quickly. So that is good news. If you want to, go ahead and turn on the lightning. We can see if we can bring up the lightning. And there you go. You can see where the downburst is where all the thunder, and you're hearing rumbles of thunder, but where all the lightning is as this part continues to collapse upon itself as a downburst.
And this system, since its increase, it's our main concern as it continues through, even like Roger said, the winds, and heavy rain pour, and then even the possibility of hail. So make sure that you are taking shelter and that you are in your safe space within the next hour as we continue to track this storm system as it makes its way into the heartland. You can see the winds just a little bit, near State Highway where that red and green are pretty close together, that possibility of some rotation and some activity happening as it continues through, and it starts to move east throughout the area.
And we'll go ahead and kind of zoom in on that area as we try to take a look at what's happening there. That's telling us the hail size at the current time. We're not seeing possibility of ping pong ball sized hail is one of the things that is a possibility with this storm, and we will get out of this program real quick, and I'll let you get back into where we were a second ago.
I think let's just go ahead and back here.
And there we are with the storm over New Lisbon right now, and it's headed toward Highway 25. So if you are headed north to south on Highway 25 into Stoddard County near State Highway Y, you're going to be running into this storm as it continues to head to the east. I will look and see if we are getting any reports of any damage at the current time. So we will continue to do that. Go ahead and take it for a second, Megan.
Of course. So taking a little bit of a closer look within the next couple of hours, like Roger was saying, you see Highway 25 is where that storm's heading towards the east. So let's take a little bit of a closer look to see who can see some impact within the next hour as the storm progresses. Here are some of the, let's go ahead, see here. Let's see some of the places that we can see the biggest impact within. Because, this system, it is looking pretty, strong right now as it continues towards the east. And with these gusty winds, it can do some damage. Like you heard Roger say, he's going to look to see any reports of damage.
We're not seeing any damage reports yet. However, the emergency management system down there, they did get a phone call. Someone reported a funnel cloud south of Advance on Highway 25. So I don't know nothing looks like it's hitting the ground yet, but they are seeing just a little bit of a possible funnel cloud coming from that area along Highway 25. So next, if we could take a look at Sykeston Cam real quick on the air. We will take a look and see what we can see from the south, looking to the north, and you do see almost a wall cloud moving through that portion. It is a little bit south of where we are talking about, but you are seeing a wall cloud on the Sykeston camera moving through town right now. So
There, yeah.
there we go. So there we are. You're getting ready to see the storm is actually to the north, but you can see a little bit about how the weather looks a little bit iffy down there right now, and rightfully so. So let's go ahead and go back to the radar. Let's go ahead, get out a wider shot of the radar, and we will take a look of where we are and kind of zoom into what's happening. You can see down in Stoddard County, it's getting ready to move into, the storm is going to be moving into Scott County, just between Oran and Sykeston. You're going to cross over Interstate 55 around Benton, perhaps. And so if you're no friends who are headed home from work, let them know that they need to get through that area pretty quickly. I'm sure we're going to have some heavy rain, just like we had a downburst just over Lake Wapapello. You're going to see some gusty winds. You have the chance of seeing some pretty good-sized hail if it starts to gather and fall from the center of the storm cloud. So those are the areas. Now, this tornado warning stays into effect for another 23 minutes. So let's keep an eye on that as we stay and watch. Although as it's going through, it doesn't necessarily look like it's going to completely hold together, although that center core just to the east of New Lisbon it looks pretty intense at the current time. So let me take a look at some of the other stuff that is going on through here, and we will see if we can make that work. If you want to take a look one more time where the lightning is, and then let's remind people the reason we stay on the air is because you cannot, you don't know when people are fading in and out. They'll start to hear thunder. They'll turn on the TV sets. And we want them to know what's going on whenever there is a possibility of a tornado hitting this area. Let's kind of and these storms are moving kind of slow. Let's go ahead and track that whole line of storms as we get going on. If we want to pull out just a little bit, and then we're going to take a look at what's going on. And now it looks like the storm rotation is near the Crowley Ridge Conservation Area. So that is just a little bit to the west of the interstate. So that is kind of where we're kind of looking at right now, which is where you're seeing that red dot. So now let's take a look at the track this entire line of rain here, and then we're going to see where it's kind of headed off to the interstate, and it looks like it's going to get to the interstate in about 40 minutes. So that's an idea of how long it's going to take. So you've got that much time to go north and south in that area between Sykeston and Chaffee on Interstate 55. So we've got that to go. And like it says, Oran, 6 o'clock, Morley, a little bit after, Bell City, 5:46. So you got about another 6 minutes in Bell City just to make sure that you've got everything where you want it to be while the storm hits. Although the intense rotation of this storm, which could possibly be the tornado if there is one embedded in the storm, is going to be in the southern part of that storm at the current time.
So as these as these two systems continue through, that first one, as you can see right now, has continuing with the tornado warning, but that second one has decreased a bit as it follows it throughout tonight. And this isn't going to be the first warning that we'll see through this evening as we continue through tonight, and especially early tomorrow morning, the possibility of some more strong showers, even some thunderstorms developing as well. So I'm
sorry, Megan. Just the latest from the National Weather Service now. The thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located 8 miles northwest of Bloomfield, and it's moving east at 10 miles per hour. So it is slowing down a little bit. And I'm sure those heavy rains, and we're going to probably want to take a look at how much rainfall that we've had with the rain as it goes on. And so as the storm continues to move slowly to the east, it is weakening. Grant is watching from home to help us out tonight, and he is reporting from his watching of the radar that he is seeing that it is beginning to weaken just a little bit. And so we've got another 19 minutes with this warning, so we'll see if they keep it into effect that long. But you can see that that radar and that radar indication is getting to be not as pink, and also the storm itself is getting to be smaller. Let's go ahead and pull back out. Let's take a look at where we've got rain everywhere around the area. And so what we're going to see is just a group of scattered thunder showers. And they're going to be basically to the west, southwest of Cape Girardeau. They're all headed to the east. We also have some storms currently moving through Mississippi County. Those storms are not severe. We do have some moving through Weakley County in Tennessee, moving into Graves County, Kentucky. Those will be moving into Callaway County as well, but none of those are severe. Just the ones that have had the severe storms, and these are the places that have had severe storms since about 3:15 this afternoon. There have been a few severe thunderstorms that have popped up. They have had a few tornado warnings to our west, also in the Ozarks, thanks to this line of storms. But once these storms get through, we can start to expect a cooler day tomorrow, and you're going to also have a drier day tomorrow. But we just need to get through this storm right now. Let's go ahead and zoom back in to our warned areas. The gold box, the yellow box, is a severe thunderstorm warning. The red box is what we're on the air for right now, and that is a tornado warning, which is in effect until 6 o'clock this evening due to a radar-indicated tornado capable of producing a tornado. The storm is capable of producing a tornado. It's 8 miles northwest of Bloomfield. We've had a couple of reports of hail, some the size of quarters, and that's just the size of a quarter, just south of Greenville. It was very sporadic, but it fell for 3 to 4 minutes, and then it tapered off to dime and pea-sized hail. Winds in that area from that area did not reach the 70 mile an hour. If there was anything, it was rain covered, so they could not see any type of tornado because of the rain and the low clouds from that area. So once again, that tornado warning is in effect until 6 o'clock, moving east at 10 miles per hour. The storm is starting to weaken, so that is a good sign. And then also we have our severe thunderstorm warning for Bollinger and Stoddard County, and that's until 5:45, so that should be ending in just a few moments. So then we'll just be concerned about our tornado warning in Stoddard County. So right now, we're just kind of waiting because the storm has dropped below severe limits. There we go. The severe thunderstorm watch has been canceled, just like we thought it would. The thunderstorm, which was severe, has dropped below the limit. So now we're just kind of waiting for them to drop the tornado warning. The storm has slowly fallen apart. We are getting this information from Grant, and Grant Dade is recovering at home tonight, but he is keeping an eye on the weather. And we're going to have some heavy rains in these areas. This storm and then the storm that is trailing it coming out of Greenville. This area around Puxico, a little bit north of Bloomfield, you're going to see perhaps a couple of inches of rain in the next couple of hours. Let's go ahead and track that storm once again as it heads over toward the interstate. That will be one of the areas that people will want to keep track of as they head south tonight or north as we go on. So we're going to go ahead and track basically this storm. Whoops, and then we're going to bring it out this way, and we've got about 18 miles. So 10 miles an hour is pretty slow. It's going to take it a while to get there if it doesn't speed up or if it doesn't die down. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let people, your friends, know what's going on as we kind of keep track. And just because we do have this tornado warning, we're staying on the air through nightly news, and we'll continue to track this storm as it moves just to the north of Bloomfield. It's getting ready to go over Highway 25, and it's going to be Bell City. You're pretty much next in line as the storm comes through, so you're going to see some dark clouds directly to your west. So we have that going, and then we have, Blodgett, between a little bit north of Blodgett is where it's going to hit on the interstate at the current time if it continues to track in that area, although it could kind of drop down just a little bit south as it kind of builds to the south. So I'll tell you what you can do now is just kind of run back over some of the storm that we've got. Just remind people, even though that we have not had any damage reported, doesn't mean that it is it doesn't mean that it's safe to go outside. You need to be prepared at all times for any inclement weather whenever there is a warning issued as they're looking at the storm.
Exactly. And like you said, going outside with these storms, you're going to see strong winds, especially as they start to make their way into your area. You're going to see strong storms or strong winds and then heavy rain showers followed, even the possibility of hail. So just to be on the safe side, take shelter. Try to get into your safe space. Make sure that you are taking the precautions that are necessary, because right now we are seeing that tornado watch as it continues, but this probably isn't going to be the first storm that we'll be tracking throughout tonight, as we'll see towards the west. You can even see over there towards Springfield, those storms that are developing as they continue towards our western counties for tonight. So we'll make sure that we're going to be watching this very closely for tonight, and especially as we head into tomorrow. But on the plus side, after most of these storms make their way out of our area, we will see drier conditions as we head into tomorrow night. But right now our main focus are the possibility of these severe storms and even the tornado watch that has been issued and is going to stay in effect till 6 for tonight. That thunderstorm warning did get canceled. It is away, so you're even seeing, you can see that pink is almost starting to decrease as well, so you're kind of seeing those storms decreasing just a bit, even the lack of rotation. But as it continues through within the next couple hours, you are going to see it's moving east towards Blodgett and the highway 55 over there. So make sure that if you have any family members that are, or anybody, loved ones, anybody that's coming home from work or is out and about, make sure that they are aware of what's going on and what's happening as these storms continue. Let's take a closer look again. They were moving up to 10 miles per hour, so the storm is moving quite slowly right now, but still within the next hour we can see this system moving towards the east, hitting quite a few places. In the next, 30, just a little bit over 30 minutes, hitting through Blodgett, and then 40 minutes, 23 miles heading towards the east. You can see a couple of places that are going to be affected, or in that 604. So you got a couple of minutes, about 14 minutes, even Blodgett 6:15 as the storm continues.
So we've got this warning in effect for another 9 minutes. And it looks like the storm has weakened significantly. So we don't necessarily expect them to continue the warning, but we do expect the thunderstorm to continue with heavy rains, heavy wind. There has been hail reported with this storm, anywhere from the possibility exists of ping pong sized hail, but we do have reports of quarter sized hail that has fallen with this storm as it has moved through the area. So we're continuing to keep a track on where it's headed, just to keep you informed, because it is a tornado warned storm from the National Weather Service. And so we are keeping an eye on that.
Even, we're hoping that, that this tornado warning gets dropped as that severe thunderstorming has been dropped. But like Roger said, it's still going to stay consistent with heavy rain shower, gusty winds, even the chance of hail. But once this first system makes its way out of the heartland, now do remember that we are going to continue to see rain showers. You're seeing this second one that is just west of Puxico as it continues through. So, that storm obviously was in a severe thunderstorm warning earlier, but it has weakened, but it's still staying consistent with the possibility of a big impact throughout the heartland. So, but the main concern right now is that tornado watch towards, as it moves east within the next probably 8 to 7 minutes of that warning anyways being in effect. But like we've said, that the storm system looks like it has been weakening as it continues through. So, but just to be on the safe side, always take the precautions. Make sure you're taking shelter with the chance of strong winds, heavy rain showers, even like Roger said, the chance of, I know it's reported or predicted up to ping pong sized hail, so, can do damage.
But dime-sized hail is a very good possibility with the storm, and it has been done. All right, we have got a report by a train spotter from rotation at Highways M and BB Highway in Stoddard County, and that has just come in. So they are looking at some rotation that has just come in. Now, I'm not sure how old that is. Grant is not seeing so much rotation at the current time. If you want to go back to our rotation map, we can kind of take a look at how much we're seeing with the storm. So we'll see if we are seeing a great deal. Not a whole lot. What you're looking for is really dark reds and really dark greens when we look at this, because that says the wind's going in a couple of different directions. What we're seeing is more of a gradual progression from one direction to the other. So I'm not seeing anything that is too concerning in here, or you would be looking for a cold jet inlet to kind of come around and wrap around in one of those classic fishhook style tornado echoes. But we are not seeing that at the current time. This is more of a gradual transition. And we can go back over to what we're seeing in the reflectivity, and that shows us where the storm is currently, where the heavy rain is falling. And let's one more time take a look at how much lightning is with the storm, because I think there is a lot of lightning, and we'll pull out just a little bit. And you can see it's not the only storm that has lightning in the area. If you want to just pull out just a little bit more, Megan, we'll kind of show that the storm south of Dexter, over near Piedmont, even the one in Graves County and in Callaway County in Kentucky, they're seeing lightning in there as well. You're also seeing a thunderstorm just a little bit to the east of Sykeston. So there is quite a bit of lightning you're going to see in the air this evening, and we should expect thunderstorms to continue for the next couple of hours as we go on. We've got about another 5 minutes with this tornado warning. So then we will be starting the 6 o'clock news once the storm, and Jeff Cunningham will be here, and Megan will be on the air with weather. So we will be updating that. And then as we continue on, Megan will be here through the night kind of watching these storms to let you know if anything else becomes severe. the severe warning that this tornado warning was possibly around did expire at the top, or at 5:45, so we've gone for almost 10 minutes without the severe thunderstorm warning around that storm, but it still has the tornado warning designation. We still have, and I believe we are getting ready to expire the tornado warning, and I believe it's going to go away in just a second from the National Weather Service. So we're going to wait until our computer updates just for a second.
Just to make sure.
Or they're going to just wait till it goes to the top of the hour, but I think it's going ahead and expire. So I think what we can do now, Megan, if you're ready to toss it back to network, we are out of severe weather coverage completely. There are no severe thunderstorm warnings. This tornado warning is getting ready to be expired by the National Weather Service. So I'll let you go ahead and toss it back to network.
Yes, so like Roger said, we're getting ready to start the 6 o'clock show, so Jeff will be joining us, and we'll keep you updated over the next couple of hours, especially through the night as storms continue to progress, and with that possibility. But right now, things are looking everything's behaving, like Grant likes to say. Storms are behaving right now, so if anything changes or updates or advances, we'll let you know.